50 Cent has always had this unique ability to break things down for us in a way that hits home. His rise to fame wasn't just about music, it was all about survival. From dealing with beef in the streets to outsmarting his rivals in the rap game, 50's always operated like a hunter. In one of his most eye-opening interviews, 50 said, "I think the things you go through make you who you are. So I don't regret those things. I don't regret them because I don't think I'd be who I am today if I wasn't exposed to those situations." When you're in an environment where you meet aggression with aggression, or you're deemed weak and the weak become the prey, you gotta kinda back people off you at different points. 50 Cent is letting us know that you either learn to be the hunter or you end up being someone else's target. And in his world, being prey is never an option. Let's break all this down. 50's saying that life is like a schoolyard, right? There's always that one kid who doesn't want to fight, but guess what? He's the one who leaves with a black eye. As soon as someone figures out you're soft, you're done for. It's survival of the fittest out here. This isn't just in the streets. This is in the music industry as well. Now let me bring you back to another gem 50 dropped in that same interview. 50 said, "When you're willing to go far, you'll always prevail. You'll always end up on top." Man, you know how many people thought they could challenge 50, but he always came out on top. Why? Because he was willing to go further than they were. That's what separates the hunters from the prey. This predator versus prey mentality isn't just something 50 lived, it's something his whole crew understood. Tony Yayo, one of 50's closest guys, gave us a peek into how 50 moved in the industry. On The Breakfast Club, Yayo said, "'Cause 50 come in the room like these guys be super street OGs, but 50 will come in the room and be like, I don't care who he is. We seen friendly extortion early, bro. Come on. Now you can't do it today. Dude's gonna call the cops." See, 50 wasn't just dealing with rap battles or chart competition. He was dealing with OGs trying to extort artists. But 50? Nah, he wasn't having none of that. Dude walked into rooms with some of the toughest and he didn't flinch. You either back people off or they'll back you into a corner. That's how you avoid being the prey. This is why a lot of artists ended up losing their money and 50 stayed ahead of the game. While some rappers were being preyed on through friendly extortion, 50 made sure he wasn't about to fall into that trap. Now here's where things get deep and it really connects with 50's mentality. In another interview, 50 explained why so many rappers end up getting robbed or even killed. And it all comes down to forgetting where they come from. During an interview with Brian J. Roberts, 50 said, "A lot of the hip-hop homicides are robberies. These guys going back into their environment with this new financial perspective, forgetting that somebody will kill you for $5,000. Like Kill You Dead will take the hit and the job is that you're dead for the $5,000. Man, that's chilling. These rappers leave the hood, make it big, and then they think they're untouchable. But 50 is reminding us, you're never untouchable. Just because you made it doesn't mean everybody around you has. And if you forget that, you become their prey. Plain and simple." You see, hunters never forget where they came from. They stay alert. They keep moving strategically. But the minute you start thinking you're invincible, that's when you become prey. And 50 never made that mistake. If you think 50's analogy of predator versus prey is just talk, let's get into his real life beef with Supreme McGriff. Supreme wasn't a rapper. He was a feared goon in New York City's underworld. And 50 had real problems with him. During an interview with The Breakfast Club, 50 said, "Like when I seen him, he didn't say nothing. He didn't have a problem with the record. They're not holding the record because of what I said on it, because they already got a separate homicide that you sitting in here for. They already got your tapes and the dope that you got caught with in Baltimore." 50's beef with Supreme is a great example of the predator versus prey. It wasn't just about music. It was about life and death. And even when things got dangerous, 50 never backed down. Supreme was no joke, but 50 made it clear that he wasn't going to be prey to anyone, not in the streets or in the music industry. And the crazy part, 50 didn't just survive, he thrived. He flipped his whole life story into a business model. Later on, 50 said, "I didn't say nothing when I got hit. So they saying that he's associated to this thing with this kid, and this is why they're bringing that into this actual case. This beef was so deep that law enforcement got involved, and through all of it, 50 never cracked. If you ask me, that's next level mentality. So why has 50 Cent stayed on top for so long? Why do we see him as the ultimate hunter in an industry full of sharks? It's simple. 50 Cent knows how to move strategically. He never lets his guard down. He's always thinking 3 steps ahead. Remember how 50 said, when you're willing to go far, you'll always prevail? That's not just talk. That's a survival strategy. In fact, his entire career has been built on this mentality. From the street wars to the boardroom battles, 50 has consistently outsmarted and outmaneuvered his enemies. And that's why he's still relevant today, while others have fallen off. It's the predator versus prey analogy in full effect. 50 Cent's whole life has been about knowing the difference between predators and prey. He's lived it, he's fought through it, and he's won. Whether it's handling extortion, beef with Supreme McGriff, or even avoiding the mistakes other rappers made by returning to dangerous environments, 50 never let his guard down. That's why he stayed on top in this game. So what do y'all think? Do you agree with 50's predator versus prey analogy? And why do you think so many rappers fall victim to the streets and become prey to it? Personally, I think a lot of artists today can learn from 50 Cent's predator versus prey analogy, especially with all this Diddy stuff going on. A lot of artists fell victim to gatekeepers just like Diddy, and he ruined many lives and allegedly had people taken out. 50 Cent has warned people about Diddy for years now, and people thought 50 was really just joking. But with all this evidence, including video evidence coming out, there's no doubt 50 Cent was on point the whole time. 50 even went on his IG and said, TMZ used this fat boy picture of me because their doc went to Tubi. LOL, it's okay guys, we're all making good television. Mine just happens to be the best. Netflix wins the bidding war, but if more victims keep coming out, I'm gonna need more episodes. 50 Cent is literally about to do a whole Netflix special on Diddy. This is yet another example of 50 Cent's statement of, when you're willing to go far, you'll always prevail. I agree with 50. You have to stand up for yourself in this game no matter the price. Guys like Diddy get away with their dirt because they blackball people and then they pay them off to stay silent. But none of that is working anymore. Diddy is definitely going down for this one in my opinion. Because he offered like $50 million to get out on bail. Even the judge was like, nah, you got to pay for these crimes. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.